Okay. Hi, Tavo. That's the last post for today. I'm going to get started. I have a short presentation ready today, and if you have any questions, please type them in the chat, and I will respond as soon as I can. So, first, to introduce the lesson, we will be talking about what we did the past 2 weeks. The two grammar subjects are have been and should versus have to. To review, we're going to talk about how they work and go over what we did in Hellotalk, and then we will be practicing together. At the end of the lesson, I'll be doing a conversation practice, which is to show you how these pieces of grammar are used in regular, everyday conversation. And at the very end, if there's time, which I think there will be because this lesson will be a little bit short, we will do some questions. So, first, an introduction. What is this? Today, this is a test. This is the first time I have done a video like this, and I don't know if it's useful. I don't know if you will get anything out of it, but if it is useful, please tell me, and if it's not useful, I need to know that too. So please give me feedback and tell me what I can do better. For today, especially, think about any questions you have and write them down. To take this lesson, I think you should have a notebook. A pencil would also be good. Or if you prefer your phone, any way to take notes, especially questions. I want to answer your questions. I want to help you. Obviously, I spend a lot of time helping a lot of people on Hellotalk, so I'm happy to take your questions. If you could, before we get started, just hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the like button on the video. That will be very helpful for me. And now I think we're probably ready to get started. So let's jump into it. First, the grammar review. This week we practiced should and have to. I think this was pretty easy for a lot of people. We have should, which is generally used for positive things. Should be positive. So when the outcome, the ending, is positive, we use should. And when the outcome, the ending, is negative, we use have to. Hi, Rolando. Have been. We'll do that in a few minutes. We will get to that soon. Thanks for the question, Tavo. But for now, we're going to do should and have to. So, for example, should, a positive thing, I should study so I can pass my test. In this case, we will say should because passing the test is positive. We do want to pass. Negative, you could say, I have to study, or I will fail my test. I have to study or I'm going to fail. I have to study or I'm going to fail. And we practiced that sound linking, have to. It isn't said in English accent, in American accent, in Canadian accent. It is not said as have to. It's very difficult to say. So, have to. I have to study or I'm going to fail. And going to. We've talked about this before. Going to becomes gonna. So, have to is negative and should is positive. And we will do just a couple of examples of both before we finish. Should, I should go home early so I'm not tired tomorrow. Not being tired is a positive example, and the opposite of that would be I have to go home. I have to go home early, or I will be tired tomorrow. I will be tired tomorrow. So being tired is negative, but not being tired is positive. It's a very subtle difference. You can use either, but if you want to sound correct in English, this matters. You should practice it, and I suggest writing your own sentences, maybe 3 a day until you feel very comfortable. Have been. Have been we did 2 weeks ago. Have been is for something you did in the past and you are still doing and you might continue to do. So, you're doing it now. You're doing it now. You were doing it in the past and you might continue to do it into the future. You might stop, but you might continue. So, have been. Let's think about something you have been doing. When you use the word lately, you should always, really always use have been. Lately, I have been so tired. Lately, I have been playing tennis every Saturday. In these two examples, it is something that's true in the past, in the present. Tavo, almost perfect. Thank you for the comment. I have to go to the dentist or I will have problems with my teeth. You need the future tense. I have to go to the dentist or I will have problems with my teeth, or I have to go to the dentist or I'm gonna have problems with my teeth. Hi, JY. Thank you for joining. So, Tavo, let me know. Try to rewrite that sentence. Try to rewrite that one more time and use the future tense for the second half. Have been. So, have been is pretty easy. And one thing we didn't talk about 2 weeks ago was the past tense for have been. Have been past tense is very easy to make, but it might be difficult to use. For example, when we think about what you have been doing lately, you have to use past tense for if you were doing something lately before. And that means last year I had been swimming every week. very well what it is about, maybe. Have to. You used it correctly, but the grammar needs future tense on the second half. Positive sentences and negative sentences. So it's correct. Your sentence is correct because having problems with my teeth is negative. You use that correctly. That's perfect. But you said, I have problems with my teeth. It should be, I'm going to have problems with my teeth. Future. If I don't do something now, in the future, I will have problems with my teeth. So, the past tense, have been. I have been swimming every weekend lately, but last year I had been swimming every weekend until something happened. In this sentence, you need to say why you stopped. So, for the past tense of had been, we need to talk about what changed. Tavo, perfect. So it's, I have to go to the dentist, or I will have problems with my teeth. And as we make sentences in the past tense, especially had been, I think this is something that most non-English speakers really struggle with. Especially because in most languages, lately uses present tense. In English, we have this very unique piece of grammar. And I think you should try to practice using have been, maybe 3 sentences every day. Have been and had been. Think about what you had been doing and what stopped you. I had been exercising every day, but then I got sick and I had to stop. Rolando, that's very good. It's almost right, but if you want to improve, that's a positive thing. That's good, right? So if you want to improve, improving is good. That's positive. That means you should use should. If you want to improve, you should practice your English skills. Okay? Positive is good, negative is bad. Putri, so nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Tavo, yes, I have been to Spain. I was there in 2003. Okay. For example, what? Rolando, does that make sense? Does that explanation, do you understand? Okay, we'll move on. So the difficult thing is combining these two sentences, and we're going to try combining combining, putting together have to, should, and have been. Rolando, that's perfect. Good job. Let's put them together. So first we have should. Well, we need something good. So I should eat vegetables if I want to be healthy. Okay? And if we combine that with have been, Tavo, that is not correct. That's different grammar. So there is no have been in that. That is just have and the past participle. That's for experience. Have been is for time. It's to show duration, that you did something for a long time. So we can talk about that a little bit, Tavo, but that's a little bit complicated. The have plus past participle. So I have been to Spain. I have gone to Spain. I have visited Spain. These are just have plus the past participle of the main verb. It's a little bit different than have been eating, right? I have been eating healthy. The main verb is eating. It's not be. I have been to Spain. The main verb is be. So for experience, it's have and the past participle of the main verb. So have you ever eaten octopus? Yes, I have eaten octopus. Versus, lately, I have been eating a lot of octopus. So it's a pretty big difference between these two pieces of grammar, and it can be difficult, especially in the beginning. But I always say this. The one way to learn Tavo, perfect. Yes, I have been looking for a good song in English. Perfect. Excellent. The one way to practice and really, really learn a language is not by listening, and it's not by reading. It's by making your own sentences. You have to put your thoughts into words. If you don't do this, you will not remember. So, when it comes to memorizing vocabulary, memorizing grammar, you need to practice by making new sentences. Always challenge yourself. Okay. Combining. Let's combine have to and have been. Last year, I had been swimming every day, but I had to stop. Last year, I had been swimming every day, but I had to stop. Notice have to and have been are both past tense. That's very important. Exactly. Tavo, Tell me any words you want to pronounce, and I will pronounce them for you. And past tense. So I had been swimming every day, but I had to stop. If I say I had been swimming every day, but I have to stop, it doesn't make sense. They need to match. If one is past tense, they both need to be past tense. Tavo, Google Translate is pretty good for English pronunciation. It has an audio button down there, but it's not as good for pronunciation in a sentence. So, for example, the word have to is, it sounds very, very hard to pronounce, in my opinion. In speaking, it's always have to. But Google Translate probably won't tell you have to. It will tell you have to. And that's not very useful. So if you're looking for pronunciation on how to speak, I would maybe watch TV, watch a YouTube video, write down something that is easy to say, and practice it over and over. And record yourself. Play it back and keep practicing. That's the best way. Very, very good. Tavo, that's a good sentence. Good job. I think you really understand this grammar. So we have this lesson's going to be a little short. We have maybe about 10 minutes left. We'll go to the conversation section of this presentation. And for this, we'll be practicing some example grammar. And Tavo, thank you very much for your examples and your trying. Rolando and Putri and anyone else who's watching, if you want to make sentences and type them in the comments, I can check them and we can talk about them. Also, as always, if you want to send me a message on Hellotalk, I will record your sentences for you and we can check them. Okay, first, conversation. This is about sound linking and how a sentence sounds in real life, in real speaking, versus how it sounds maybe by an audio translator. The first one, I should probably call my mom. In speaking, I should probably call my mom. The word should almost disappears. It sounds like SHD. I should probably call my mom. Number 2, I have to call my mom. I have to call my mom. Very, very good, Putri. Perfect. I have been sick. Lately, I have been sick. So, I should drink my medicine. And that's a positive thing, right? That's good. If I drink my medicine, I will get better. So, should is the right word to use. Good job. And we have, again, I have to call my mom. I have to call my mom. Again, we have have to disappearing. It turns into have to because the V is a little difficult to say in the middle of a sentence. I have been watching TV shows, but I didn't understand anything. I have been watching TV shows, but I don't understand everything. It needs to match. You have, Rolando, I have been watching TV shows. That's present tense. I have been watching, present tense, but I didn't understand anything. That's past tense. So that's not correct. We want I don't know if I'm still frozen. Can you hear me, or is it just the video that's frozen? Okay. I guess I'll just keep going. Well, I have to go to the doctor. It is an obligation. This could be should or have to. If you say, I should go to the doctor, it usually means you are sick and you need to go to the doctor for medicine. If you say, I have to go to the doctor, it means probably maybe you're not sick, or you don't think you need to go to the doctor. You're not very sick, but you are going anyway. Maybe it's a yearly checkup, a yearly appointment, but you think it's not important. You don't want to go. I should go to the doctor. You believe it will be good for you. It will be good if you go to the doctor. We have now, I have been sick, I've been eating too much. We did all of these. I think we can just take some questions now because the video's frozen and obviously I need to figure out what's wrong. But if you have any questions now about have to, should, and have been, had been, please ask them now. If you have anything you want to practice in the future, please ask that now, and I will help you. And if there's no questions, that's okay too, and then we can just finish up. Okay, I think everybody's done. So if you don't have any questions, you're welcome to sign off now. We'll finish for today. Thank you guys for joining. If you want to do this again, please message me or tell me somehow. If this was not very useful, please message me and tell me. I really need to know. Thank you. And I will keep this open for a little while in case anybody does have a question.